Hi, this is Eric Martin with Board Game Geek. I'm here with Clay Ross from Capstone Games, and you have a new second edition of Arkwright by Stefan Risthaus that is out, or at least not out.
It's
debuting at Gen Con.
It's actually going to be retailing on Monday, June 20th, just after Origins show.
All right.
So you can get it at the show, and you can get it next week at your friendly local gaming store.
Now, this is an involved economics game, because this was originally published by Spielworks, and that is what they do.
Yes, exactly. So you can think of Capstone as a right-hand extension of a Spielworks. That's the types of games that Capstone is going to focus on.
Okay.
So,
all right. Hope you can give an overview of what we're doing in Arkwright.
Yeah. So, first off, I just want to mention Arkwright contains a couple different modules. Mm-hmm. It is an economic game. Before I get into the nitty-gritty, you have two modules. You have Spinning Jenny, which is if you're playing 4 players, it's a 2-hour game, and you play over 3 rounds. And it gives you an understanding of how the market works, how you sell goods, how you make them, and how the demand is fulfilled.
Okay.
There's a little bit of intricacy to it, and it takes a minute. It's easy to understand, but to understand how your actions, the cause and effect of your actions, takes a couple turns, and it's really neat how it all works when it comes together. Then, when you're ready, you can step it up to Waterframe, which is a bunch of core mechanics that are left out of the Spinning Jenny, and you get this full version of Arkwright with everything in it. And it's 2 extra rounds longer, and it's just got a lot of variability to it, and really makes for a great game. Both of them are really good. But with the Capstone Edition, we have Spinning Mule, which bridges the gap between Spinning Jenny and Waterframe.
Okay.
So you can get some more game, like more decision elements in your game.
Okay.
In that version. And then we also, for those that have played Waterframe a lot, we created a module called Cell Factor, and that enhances Waterframe even more with more of there's some competition, like a race element to it. Just a little bit more variability and more decisions to make. So it's really good. And the final thing we added, it's a stock game. You want your shares to go up as high as possible in value. But in the core game, you're only buying your shares and selling your shares. But we added the ability to purchase other people's shares as well. So that's an overview of the game.
So this is like just stacking more and more little elements on here.
If you want, you can just keep going up the complexity tree. And I'll be honest, I played the game over a dozen times of Waterframe, and every time it's starting to click now where I'm like, okay, I can really manipulate the market in my favor, and I know how to, I can see other competitors and what they're doing, and I can, navigate those waters and get more money and win the game. But yeah, it just takes a little bit to really put your foot down and know what you're doing really well. So
I can definitely understand that. I mean, there's a lot of games like that where from the outside initially you're just like you're pulling a lever. I don't know what happened. You're just doing something.
Like you know what it's going to do, but you don't know what's going to happen later on, and that's the coolest thing. I love that in games, and this does it very, very well.
But now it's like gelling for you.
Yeah, to the point where we've played it a lot, and it's just phenomenal. Every time it's just a great time. So.
Okay.
And it plays well. It's a 2 to 4 player, so you can play at any player count, and it's fantastic at every count. So.
Okay. So what are the basics? If we're stepping back to ground level of what we're doing.
You said Stefan Risthaus designed it. Harold Leask has done the artwork, and he does a phenomenal job. I just want to put that out there. There's a lot going on in this game, but all these little sections, at a quick glance, you can look at it and say, okay, I know what's going on with the game. I know who's the major player in each type of market and everything like that. It does a great job at that. It's simplicity at its best. So every player has a factory mat where you can open up to 4 different types of factories with various commodities.
All right.
This is taking place in the Industrial Revolution in England. So you've got bread, cutlery, or food, clothes, cutlery, and lamps. And each factory varies in technology level from 1 to 4. And the higher technology level, the more output, the more expensive and more quality of your goods are. So you choose what factories you want to open. You also choose, you can do quality improvements, which are these thumb markers, valued 1 through 4, and you can increase your quality. You can advertise. Advertise is temporary, but it's a really quick way to bump it up to like a +4 on there. Whereas to get a +4 in your quality, it's going to take a lot of hard work, a lot of money, and a lot of time. But it's permanent, and that's the best part of it. Then you decide how many workers you want to operate in your factory.
Okay.
These gray pawns are your workers. And then you go down to the price market for each factory. So right now you're selling your clothes for £7. And all of that is combined to determine your appeal in the overall market compared to everybody else.
Okay.
So you got to worry about me. You got to worry about your other people. You got to worry about yourself. And then you also have these black cubes are the neutral importer. It's like a guy that's importing those types of goods into England to sell. So you're also competing against that guy.
Okay.
So he'll progressively go down, and his appeal will go up throughout the game.
Okay.
The higher your appeal, the more of your goods are going to go to the demand, to serve the demand.
Okay.
So, like in this game, this is the job market here for your workers. So you'll pull workers here as you hire them.
Which is going to raise the cost.
It's going to raise the cost of workers when that factory runs.
Okay.
It's also going to increase the demand because these people are now employed. They've got extra money. They're going to go spend it. So the demand will go up. Right now, food is 16 in this scenario.
Okay.
So hopefully you can make enough food to sell more than your competition. So.
Okay.
But on your turn, traditionally you'll have 6 actions. You'll get more of these as time goes on. And let's say you just want to quickly hire some workers. You have an administrative chart that corresponds to your color. And you will decide how much you're going to pay royalty fees to do that action. And it's up to you. You just got to pick one. So I'll pay £2 to hire workers and fire workers.
Okay.
You can hire as many as you want. You can fire as many as you want.
Okay.
Hiring more workers might cause the cost of workers to go up. You're not going to pay for them until the factories operate. But
okay.
yeah, at the end of the day, so you've got hire workers, build and open factories, increase your distribution or advertising. Remember, that's a temporary one. There's your permanent quality. As workers get more expensive, it makes sense to replace those with machines. I don't have a machinery token here, but you can get these hexagons, and they replace humans. You have to fire them. It's very morbid, yes.
Okay.
It's sad.
That's right.
But the machine will go there, and machines have a cost of $1 every time the factory operates. It's a flat cost. It's not going to vary, so it's very beneficial.
Okay.
And then you can go to the stock market and buy more shares, because at the end of the day, you're going to take the number of shares that your company has that you've purchased back from the bank and multiply it by your share value indicator. So as you sell more goods in the market, your share value is going to increase. And as it increases, the price of your shares goes up. But you need to buy those back.
To retain control of your company.
Well, you need to, because at the end of the game, it's this price times the number of shares you have.
Okay.
That's your portfolio value.
Okay.
Whoever has the highest value wins the game.
Okay.
So here's the conundrum everybody faces. My shares are only $10. You start with 15.
Right.
And you're going to sell some to have some starting capital. So you're going to sell like 5 to 7 of them. You can buy them right now for $10 each. Or do you want to invest all that money and put it in your factories to increase the quality of your factories and make more money? And meanwhile, your share price is going to slowly go up. And by the time you realize that you're up there at $19 a share, and then you go to buy your shares, and it's like, God dang it, that's a little bit more pricey than I thought it was going to be. But it's a good thing in the end, so.
Right.
That's kind of how the game works.
All right.
So.
All right. That's a very succinct overview. How are you doing
I hope
there?
it was
that seems good.
pretty
there was a lot of stuff in the box compared to what you were showing
it's
here.
It's a lot of bang for your buck. It's a 6-pound box. MSRP is $80.
Okay.
The imported copies were much more expensive than that, so we're very happy that it's available in North America now.
Right.
Just want to mention one thing. Each turn you do one action, and this is the indicator here. You do one action, all the bread factories that everybody owns will operate. You'll produce goods and you'll sell them, and then you have to pay your workers in that factory. If you don't have a bread factory, then you just sit back and relax. Then we go to the next cycle.
But it's also about knowing the timing of when things are going and trying to operate things at the right time.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then at the end of the decade, there's a random event. You don't know what it is typically, and It's either good or bad, mostly bad. And then you get to the end game, everybody can go to the stock market for free and buy as many shares as possible.
Okay.
And then you find your portfolio value and see who won.
All right. Thanks for the overview of Arkwright.
Yeah.
Congrats for bringing it to the market. I know initially, Spielberg's has a very interesting model where it's like 1,000 copies and we're done.
Yeah, they do.
We are done. And then now, but there is enough demand that people are bringing them back. So congrats.
We've been very successful at Origins right now. I'm very happy that everybody's excited about it as we are. And thanks for the time on this. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
So,